So one thing I've noticed is, some dentists, they want to do training and their staff are on board for it, but they sort of lose momentum, after a couple months. Like you guys said, they go along with it. Dentists keep buying courses, they keep buying things, and the staff think, okay, this is the latest one. He'll probably forget about it in a couple of weeks. So how do you keep staff motivated? I've seen some dentists try to bribe their staff with like bonuses, or I'm going to pay you extra money if you do this, commissions, that kind of stuff. And I've never really seen that work too well. Sometimes it builds a bit of toxicity because then everybody expects, a raise or a bonus every time they have to lift a finger. So you guys have worked with a lot of different dentists all across U.S. and Canada. What are some effective ways that you've seen dentists continuously motivate their staff beyond just that first 1 to 2 months where everyone's excited and wants to do training? How do you get them to be excited about it for the next year?
So it was interesting the other day, my son, I guess he must have told Heather this. I didn't hear it, but he said, "Do you know why I'm not doing chores anymore?" And I go, "No, why? You're not paying me an allowance." This is a 7-year-old. And I'm thinking, does he understand that we pay the house and all this? Does he understand that he's living rent free? Okay. So we created a little monster with her 7-year-old. And so I don't know, that maybe kind of disqualifies in this interview, my capability of leadership. I can't even get my 7-year-old to do anything. So I'm going to tell all you, no, but come on, everybody struggles with this. So this is not just me, even clinical psychologists. So that's just a little funny little thing there. There was a great quote I heard about with your team is you want to pay them well enough that money is no longer an issue. So that's one thing you can keep in mind. Also, as you know, Nick, and you're alluding to it, money is not the ultimate motivator. I heard a study recently, I think it was like number 6 or 7 of the major things that people want in a job. It's going to be camaraderie. It's going to be acknowledgement, appreciation, something you belong to, something that inspires you, especially the new generation. The newer generations are less motivated by money. They're motivated on being part of something. They have ownership in something. So we can go on for hours, but it comes back to this whole leadership issue. It is about what you're setting your vision to be, understanding emotional intelligence and human psychology, and understanding, and that they have an understanding with you that bonuses sometimes in these games are a manipulation that the dentist or the owner is doing. You're manipulating your team. And they're playing with this game. I give you this for this. I give you that for that. And I do that with my son sometimes. And I end up I'm in like 10 manipulations with him and I. And it gets very confusing where I go, okay, enough of this. I love you. Just do it. But just do it. Okay. I brought you in this world. I can take you out. No, just kidding. But I got to bring down Heather's easy on him. But enough of this already. Come on. We're not doing this. So we don't want to get into that. Essentially. So some motivations, I can tell you a bad motivation or a poor one. I had one office who's doing a wonderful job implementing, and she has like little magnets of where people are on their coursework, and it's fun, and they're talking about it, and they talk together, and they all want to get up on and sometimes the winner might get a Starbucks gift card, but it's more like it's the whole team's together in a fun thing. So that was really cool what she's doing. One part I thought was a problem. This goes back to, I don't know, in a prior episode, we talked about Seinfeld joke, but if you won, you got to do a 5-minute speech in front of your entire peers. That's not a good motivation because very few people want to win that. Now, maybe I'd be happy to go yap for a while to people, but very few people want to do that. Public speaking is not a sufficient motivator, so don't do that. But gift cards are fun things, recognition, appreciation, games. If you can gamify it, if you can make it, you can play with your team to make it fun, that's a great motivator. If you can, lunches, going out places, but stop it with the manipulation. Make it that you got to step back and say, what is going on with my practice? I see a vision. I want to do this. Why are they not motivated? What's going on? Now, we talked before about the racehorse and donkey example. It may be the wrong team. Okay, fine. But maybe I set it up all wrong. Maybe I created the monster. And I just sit back and say, it's the carrot and stick. This is what it's going to be. If you're from the book Good to Great, if you don't want to be on this bus, get off it. Okay. And then you go, now that we're all together and we're on the same page and we all love each other, we're going to have a fun time together. We're going to train and have fun. We're going to make more money. And we make more money. Guess what? That's going to go to your salaries. And we're a big fan of group bonuses. As we all do better, we all benefit. Maybe we'll go to Hawaii. We'll do something fun. What do y'all think? Great. Those are big goals, but we'll also have some fun things that go on. We'll play. There's a great book called Fish, and they talk about toxic workplaces and how to improve it. And one aspect is to play with the team, play with your patients or customers. So maybe this gives you a little insight, Nick. I mean, again, this is a motivation theory. There's a lot there, but certainly we can point out what not to do. But I would summarize essentially is set your vision, be committed to it, and have fun, and let your team have fun with you. And make it a, you look at the great companies, they are proud to be part of the company. They wouldn't dare, they would love to train. They would love to do it. And if they're not having that love, like my son is waiting for the paycheck to do something, then we probably, as one of my first great teachers taught me, is you probably set it up wrong. If you didn't set it up right, you got to go back and get step one. This is what we're doing. Set it up right.
Yeah, even in my personal experience. So I started in IT years ago, and we worked for a local computer repair shop, and morale was really low because the business owner never really interacted with us. There was never any sort of appreciation, and there was a lot of staff turnover inevitably. And their solution for this was to create this really complex bonus system where if you sold X amount of extra hardware, you would get a 2% bonus on this and that. And it was just so silly because at the end of the day, really what everybody wanted is, for this person to come in once in a while and say, hey, you guys are doing a great job, you just appreciate the staff, thank you so much for all your work on the last order and, really helped us out a lot. That's it. It wasn't like an extra $20 bonus every month or every week was really going to somehow change my perception of this business. And I think a lot of people, they set up the system where these bonuses, you end up creating more problems than they fix.